What's up guys, DuArktik here with another Marvel Force video, and in this video we're back to talk about Victoria, and she's coming tonight, and this is going to be the next Bio Ray team, which is actually surprising to me as she's a tech character, right? She's tech character, she's also bio character, and she's part of Thunderbolts and Shield, and she's a support character, which I find surprising. Now, I'm very happy with the design. I was a little bit concerned about the design for this character, but Scopely or Boundless, once again, they came up great with the design. And in this video, we're going to take a look at her kit and see if this is a character that you should focus on or not. Because once again, this is going to be for a Bio Ray team. And we already have Hive Mind with Super Scroll that it works kind of okay. Because we have excedent of energy nowadays, because we have extra energy nowadays, you kind of can double sack the nodes and you'll be just fine. So to have to invest on a new character and on a new team, the characters need to have value outside of raids. So we're going to analyze this character specifically, if that's going to be the case or not. And we might do a video in the future for the next characters as well. And I have not read their kits. I want this to be a surprise. Something good from MSF, right? Because recently everything has been so negative. Let's see if this kit is going to be interesting. We're also going to talk about ISO 8 and T4s, see if there is anything of relevance. And we are not going to test them out because now we are free to play. Since Scopely introduced Overpowered, I made the decision of no longer spending money on MSF, and we're going to keep it like that. So let me know in the comments below if you're doing the same, if you're still playing MSF or if you're a part of the thousands that quit the game in the past few weeks. Let me know. Okay, as always, if you like the information on these videos, make sure you share it with your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe for more Marvel Force content. And make sure you smash that like button like a boss. Maybe like Victoria hand. Oh no, wait, she has spikes in her hands. Yikes. Okay, let's take a look at marvelforce.com, former msf.gg. And here we have Victoria hand. Let's take a look at her speed first. That's going to be important when you're trying to decide the ISO 8. And their speed is 114. Yikes. So I'm not sure what the other characters are in terms of speed. I know for sure that Taskmaster is faster than her and Ghost is slower than her. So yeah, I'm not sure if they have any other speed mechanics from the other characters like Songbird and Hyperion. So that's something we're going to see in the future. Now, in terms of the basic, she's going to do piercing damage plus bleeds and going to gain charges. That's great. 50% to call a random controller ally to attack the primary target. Okay, this is very interesting because it's giving her a lot of flexibility. The main controller is going to be Taskmaster, but this means she also has value with other characters, like for example Omega Red or Old Man Logan, because they're also controllers. And call a random ally to attack the primary target. This is a type of assist, but it might bypass characters like Gore that stop assists, or Echo or Morgan Le Fay. So this is definitely something interesting. If you do the T4, you are doing more piercing damage and you are applying more bleeds, and that's good. So she might be a striker, because every time you have bleeds, you want characters to be strikers. Because of the high base damage, means that bleeds will do more damage as well. You're also getting extra focus. Perfect. Let's take a look now at the special attack primary target and adjacent targets for piercing and applies vulnerable to them. Interesting. Applies generation to self and all allies. They don't have to be Thunderbolts. And gain 2 charges to a maximum of 5. This gains 500% focus. And it cannot miss. 500% focus for what? For the vulnerables? Okay, I guess that's nice. It has a very long cooldown and it starts off with only 2 energy. So this is a little bit interesting, let's say that. So in terms of T4s, right now you go from 1 vulnerable to 2. That would be nice if you have her as a striker. If you're going to decide to go with her as a raider, probably this will have low value for you. And a skirmisher with all this extra focus, probably not, right? So let's move on and see what are all these charges for. Okay, here we have the ultimate data breach, attacks primary target and adjacent targets for piercing, but on a lower multiplier. Then you have apply ability block and heal block, and this is your first turn ability. Okay, generate ability energy for Thunderbolt and Shield allies. We're gonna take a look at which Shield allies are of relevancy to mention here. And then we have clear all negative effects on self, all Thunderbolt allies, and all shield allies. Very interesting. Clear negative effects from all other allies as well. And now I remember characters like Captain America and Black Widow. They are also shield characters. So that's a nice hybrid between... that's a bridge between Thunderbolts and the shield that we have with this character. Heal self and all Thunderbolt allies for 25%. Heals all other allies for 10%. So once again, we are getting some additional value. And in rage, she's gonna get 2 more charges to a maximum of 5. We're gonna get additional focus. The attack is unavoidable, cannot be blocked. And if you do the T4, you're gonna apply trauma to the primary target and the second target for the heal block and ability block. So having an ability block and heal block with trauma, that's quite great. The problem is that it's only for 1 turn. So sure, you want to do the T4 for sure, but you have to be careful with this. You want to make sure that she goes second and she applies these mechanics, because otherwise you might not have enough time to capitalize on them. So it's definitely something interesting to take into consideration. Let's take a look at the passive. On spawn barrier self and all shield allies and Thunderbolt allies for 30% of this character's max health, so that's going to be full barrier. 2 charges to a maximum of 5. In raids, 5 charges. In raids, if this character has 4 or more Thunderbolt allies, generate 4 ability energy for self and Thunderbolt allies. Okay, great. Typical raid generation energy without any kind of crazy restrictions. So this is going to be great for raids, and you are not going to struggle like characters like Beast, for example, that causes a lot of problems in energy generation. In raids on turn, she's gonna gain 1 charge, and the first time this character or any Thunderbolt shield ally gains a stun, clear out stun from self and all Thunderbolt allies and shield allies. Wow, this is very impactful. Having a character that clears stuns is always important. Of course, you can still land stun with trauma, but you also have shield characters that apply immunity, right? So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to have these additional mechanics. So yeah, we'll see. When this character or a Thunderbolt or a shield ally drops below 75, 50 and 25, so this is similar to Squirrel Girl, and if she has charged, if this character has 4 or more Thunderbolt allies, reduce the duration of heal block by 2. So that gives her also the possibility, always the possibility of healing. And yeah, she's going to heal for 25% of this character max health and loses only 1 charge. Wow, that's quite interesting. So when you have the full team, and if they are Thunderbolts, then they're gonna heal quite a lot. That's definitely interesting. So it's a little bit, it sucks a little bit that here it requires 4 Thunderbolt allies. It would be better if it would be like 3. It would give you some additional flexibility for Alliance Wars and Cosmic Crucible. In this case, it's not going to be like that, so probably not even a point of putting shield here, right? Or maybe this is something for the future. But yeah, being able to clear heal block and 25% healing, that's definitely interesting. In raids, while charged, enemy attacks this character. When enemy attacks this character or Thunderbolt allies, generate 1 ability energy for 2 random Thunderbolt allies or self that were not at full energy at the start of the current turn. Wow, that's very interesting. So when your characters get attacked, you generate energy. That seems very, very powerful. So you definitely want to do this T4 for raids. But like I said, if you're going to keep going with Hive Mind, then you don't even have to do this T4, right? And the Hive Mind, I would say that they're still going to last you like 6 months or so until we have a new raid or something like that. Otherwise, I don't really see a point on gearing up this team just for raids. So in terms of T4s, we're going to do the ultimate for sure. The special might be a skip. The basic, going back to the isolate situation, is she going to be a striker? Is she going to be a raider? Is she going to be a healer? So the fact that she applies bleeds on the basic, usually you want to do striker with that. But taking a look at the rest of the kit and seeing that she applies a lot of regenerations, healings, and so on, I'm not even sure about it. You could definitely use it as a striker or as a raider or as a healer. Overall, it's not gonna matter. It's absolutely not gonna matter, so take whatever you please. Healing probably gonna be better on defense, especially because she starts with the ultimate, and that's gonna be very convenient in Cosmic Crucible, for example, with the room rules. But beyond that, we actually don't have much to interpolate from the information we have and give like some additional value. Oh no, it has to be this size or weight or anything like that. I don't think that's going to be the case. So I would go with healer, but raider and striker are good possibilities as well if you have a big team and you want your characters to be like more aggressive. Now, in terms of shield allies, we have Hawkeye, we have Captain America, Black Widow, Nick Fury, and we have the minions and a bunch of other garbage characters, which right now they don't have a lot of value, but maybe in the future, maybe someday, Marvel Strike Force will introduce faction wars to Marvel, Boundless will introduce faction wars to Marvel Strike Force, and that would be something pretty legit and should be another member of the shield characters, which right now, and especially thanks to Overpowered, literally no character apart from her has any value. Maybe you can squeeze some value out of Nick Fury, Black Widow or Hawkeye, but it's gonna be like a minuscule amount of value, so I would not even consider that. So there you go, guys. Victoria Hand, is she a character that you should core for? Probably not, unless you are desperate for a bio team. If you're a new player and you didn't invest on your hive mind, you should jump ship and of course starting to build up this team. But if that's not the case, then there is no reason for you to rush. When you have this kind of raid teams being released, you should only core the last character being released, because by that time all the other characters, directly or indirectly, will be available to you. So keep that in mind. Once again, think about the T4s. You don't really need any special T4s on her apart from the ultimate. And in terms of ISO weight, healer, striker, raider, depending on if you want to do more aggressive or less aggressive, and if your team is bigger or not. If your team is going to be smaller, healer ISO weight is probably going to be the best. If your team is going to be bigger and is going to be on defense, raider. If your team is going to be bigger and on offense, use her as a striker. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you smash that like button. And if you found the video helpful, make sure you share it with your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe for more Marvel Strike Force content. And I will catch you guys later.